Dire Maul East Lasher farm. It's a famous farm. I've heard of it before, but I've never actually watched a YouTube video on it. So today I'm going to take you through how to make a good amount of gold at this farm as any class. And this is going to be a noob-friendly guide. Okay, so first of all, you're going to need to be in Feralis. So this is in Calamador and Feralis. In Feralis, there's an instance called Dire Maul, and that's where we're going to be farming. So I'm going to go ahead and show you, once you enter Dire Maul, you're going to have to take a right here, and we're going to enter the Warpwood Quarter from the back side. And this is where I like to do it. I don't know what other people do, but this is my preferred method. Alright, so in terms of gear requirements, what do you need for gear? Right, it doesn't really matter what kind of gear you have as long as you're level 60, except for vampirism. And vampirism is a specific stat that's new to Turtle WoW. And vampirism allows you to heal based on the amount of damage you do. If you ever played League, think of lifesteal. What you can do is you can get your rings enchanted with vampirism, you can buy vampirism based rings, and you can get trinkets that have vampirism on them as well. And these things all allow you to heal by doing damage, which is great for classes that don't inherently have any healing. So how do we actually make money? In Dire Maul, we're targeting these things called whip lashers. And if you take a look at their drops, they drop tons of different herbs. And these herbs vendor for crazy amounts on the auction house because of raiders doing raids and they need consumables. And alchemists take these herbs and they make them into consumables. So therefore, there's always a market for these. People are constantly buying these herbs and they cost a crazy amount of money. So here is the side entrance. This is where we come in, and the lashers are all along the ground here. And I'm going to take you through a quick little run to show you exactly how I do it. All right, let's go. All right, so when you first enter, this is where you got to be the most careful because this is where you can die pretty easily. So if you take a look, there's some whip lashers here, and that's our first target. However, there is a group of treants that come by here. Yeah, you can see them right there. We gotta wait for these guys to path up here and then path back because those guys will kill us. So let's just take it easy and I'll speed up the video real quick. Okay, so now that the treants are gone, we can aggro this guy. It's not a big deal. So we'll just go ahead and go in and we're gonna start fighting. So you want to kill these guys pretty quickly and make sure that you stay away from the big guardian guy over here because he will one-shot you. And you just attack these guys, and you can see my vampirism is going crazy here. I'm not falling below any amount of health. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, that's Turtle WoW for you. I love Turtle WoW. Alright. So yeah, just make sure you kill these guys in a reasonable amount of time before those treants come back, and those guys will mess you up. So yeah, just make sure you get that done. And this is by far the trickiest part of the pool. So once you're done with this, if you made it past here, you're gonna be good. All right, so now we're gonna take a look at these and loot all of these herbs right here. So you can see we're getting quite a bit of herbs. All right, so now I'm gonna jump down here, and you can kind of see that. Just take a look around. If you're a complete noob, you know, don't rush. There's no rush to anything. Just look around and make sure you avoid these Warpwood stompers, because those guys are the guys that run around, and those guys are the guys that will kill you if you're not careful. So at this point, I like to bandage up. You could also eat, you know, if you got food. And we're after these packs of whip lashers. So there's a bunch of them, but we can easily get them down with some vampirism. So I'm going to start over here, and we're just going to kill these guys. And just make sure to keep your eye on the Warpwood Stompers, and don't die to them, because that would suck, and you would have to reset, or just try again. So from here, I'm just going to tell you, go through and kill all these packs of whip lashers while avoiding the Warpwood Guardians. I'm going to fast forward till I get to a point where I have more to tell you, because this is super easy. It's truly not that difficult, so I think it's extremely noob friendly, especially if you've got your vampirism gear. Just kill these guys, move on, kill the next guys, and boom, gold. All right, I'm gonna fast forward. Alright, so at this point, I've done almost all of the packs. And there is one little pack back here, but I don't know how to get to it. So I usually just... yeah, I don't do it. But the way I reset the Dire Maul is just by Leroying in and just kind of killing myself. Because, yeah, it's a quick way to do it. If you've got an alt, I think you can log out, invite yourself to a group, and kick yourself out. There's some way to do it. I'm not quite sure because I don't have an alt myself. But yeah, I just usually just kill myself and run back into the Dire Maul. Now that's going to cost you maybe like a gold or two in repair bills, so that's something to be aware of. But yeah, I mean, I've done my fair share of graveyard runs, so I don't mind running back myself. So yeah, it's going to add a couple minutes to your run. But yeah, if you do the alt tab trick with the alternate account, you can get that done in like a minute or so for the reset. But yeah, you can just go ahead and reset it while you're running back. And let's go ahead and go over what we got from the drops. Alright, so I went ahead and I vendored all of the items that we got from the one Lasher run. And I added all of these herbs to a Google Sheets. So let me show you that right now. So I set all of the herbs that we dropped, the amounts, the gold per, and put in these formulas to get the totals. So our total gold earned from herbs alone was 15 gold. And that's as an ungeared warrior with just some vampirism. That's pretty crazy. But here's where it gets really good. The vendor trash gave me 8 gold. And I know that this is kind of random. You know, sometimes you're going to get more vendor trash that's good. Sometimes you're going to get more herbs that are good. But this is just my one run that I did just for testing and for this YouTube video. So I ended up getting a total of like 24 gold from one run. And it took me 12 minutes. So if we take that and we multiply it by 5, then we get a total amount of gold that's 120 gold per hour. And that's an insane amount of gold to make, especially as someone who's not very geared and someone who's just trying to afford their fast mount. So I think that this run is something super special. And let's say you are geared, right? Maybe you're looking at my gear and you're like, dang, this guy's so trash. I could do that way faster than him. Okay, let's say you big ballin' man can do 8-minute runs, right? You're the GOAT. Okay, you can make 180 gold per hour. And I know there's like lockouts, so you can only do this for 5 times, I guess, before you get locked out. You can like swap over to an alt, or you can go do something else. So you can bang out those runs a lot faster if you are more geared or you're more experienced, because I haven't done these runs very much. You know, I've only done these a couple of times. I'm not a huge gold farmer myself, but I love discovering things. So yeah, this is a great thing to discover and definitely worth trying. If you've got your vampirism gear or you're willing to try to get some vampirism gear to try this out. And if you're a mage or a paladin, go check out a different guide, someone who knows what they're doing. And they're probably pulling way faster than I am. But yeah, cool.